The Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl, and then they got better. Sit with the idea for a second. A franchise everyone keeps forgetting hoisted the Lombardi in February, smothered the Patriots 29-13, and walked into the offseason like a team with everything to prove. Now a 7th-round corner nobody scouted is picking off NFL quarterbacks in practice, and the coaching staff has noticed. Hold on to him. His name comes later, and the story behind him explains how this whole machine keeps running. Start with the names you know. Sam Darnold, under center, fresh off a championship and a $100.5 million deal. Jackson Smith-Njigba, leading the league with 1,793 receiving yards and a first-team All-Pro nod. Cooper Kupp and Rashid Shaheed, stretching the field beside him. Byron Murphy, the second wrecking interiors. Leonard Williams next to him. Devin Witherspoon locking the boundary. Head coach Mike McDonald runs the #1 scoring defense in football. Then a front office move slid under the radar this week. One move handing Seattle a stack of draft picks nobody saw coming. The reason behind it matters more than the move itself. Here's the tension. Seattle lost a Super Bowl, MVP, and 3 more starters to free agency. The trade demons are circling. 2 of the most feared edge rushers in football linked to this roster in back-channel phone calls. The rest of the NFC West is reloading. So one question hangs over everything. Do the champions need a blockbuster, or have they already built the answer? Follow the moves, and the picture sharpens fast. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Seahawks and all the NFL content. Can we get 500 likes on this video? Champions get rated. The Seattle Seahawks learned the cost of winning within 90 minutes of free agency opening. Kenneth Walker III, the Super Bowl MVP, signed with the Kansas City Chiefs for 3 years and $45 million. Safety, Kobe Bryant, left for the Chicago Bears. Edge rusher, Boy Mafi, cashed in with the Cincinnati Bengals at $60 million over 3 years. Cornerback Rick Woolen landed in Philadelphia. 4 starters gone in a single afternoon. Most teams panic. Seattle had a plan. General Manager John Schneider does not chase headlines in March. He waits. He hunts value while other front offices overspend. This roster wins on the sum of its pieces, not one max contract sitting on top. So when Kenneth Walker III walked, Seattle signed a runner from Green Bay and drafted a fresh back at pick 32. When Boy Mafe walked, the edge plan was already moving. The losses sting on paper. The replacements arrive cheaper, younger, and hungrier. Here's the part the math hides. Seattle collects compensatory draft picks for every one of those departures. Extra ammunition stacked on top of an already loaded board. Losing good players becomes a feature, not a flaw. The defense, though, raised the loudest question. You do not replace a $60 million pass rusher with a shrug. So how did Mike McDonald reload the most feared front in football without spending a fortune? The answer starts with a name almost nobody called on draft weekend. The edge room defines this defense. DeMarcus Lawrence, Uchenna Nwosu, and Derek Hall set the tone. And the Seahawks added veteran Dante Fowler Jr. in free agency right after the draft. Then came the signing with the loudest buzz. Seattle handed an undrafted rookie $267,500 guaranteed, the largest guarantee in their entire undrafted class by a wide margin. Front offices do not spend like this on a whim. The number tells you everything about how Seattle grades him. His name is Aiden Hubbard, a 5-year edge out of Northwestern. He finished 5th in school history with 20.5 sacks and 26.5 tackles for loss. As a senior, he led the Wildcats with 7.5 sacks and 10 tackles for loss, while missing 2 games hurt. He stands 6'4", weighs 260 pounds, and bends technique into production. Scouts pegged him as a late-round pick. He went unpicked. Seattle pounced the moment the draft ended. What makes Aiden Hubbard fit is range. He sets a hard edge against the run, executes stunts and slants with discipline, and chases the football sideline to sideline. Mike McDonald wants defenders who do 4 jobs, not 1. Bleacher Report named him the undrafted signing most likely to make a roster in the entire league. Replacing Boy Mafe for $267,000 instead of $60 million would be highway robbery. And yet, while Seattle was busy mining gems, the phones were ringing about two of the scariest names in the sport. Here's the surprise nobody saw coming from a Super Bowl champion. John Schneider picked up the phone and called the Cleveland Browns about Myles Garrett. He called the New York Giants about Kayvon Thibodeau. The reporting framed both as serious inquiries, not idle chatter. The defending champions kicked the tires on the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, a man who set the all-time single-season record with 23 sacks in 2025. Think about the price. Myles Garrett signed a $160 million deal and carries a haul worth multiple first-round picks. The Browns front office calls him a career Brown. Kayvon Thibodeau, the 5th overall pick from 2022, sits under new Giants head coach John Harbaugh, and New York has shown no urge to move him. Seattle holds only the 32nd pick, the price of winning it all. A blockbuster would mortgage the future. So why even call? Because John Schneider does his homework on every elite name, every time, then walks away when the math fails. Seattle does not need a singular superstar edge. The Super Bowl proved the Moneyball model works, a group of good rushers adding up to one wrecking ball. The smart money says Seattle stands pat. The interesting money asks a different question, one hiding inside the draft board. Remember the 7th round corner from the opening? His story comes due now. Seattle turned 4 draft picks into 8 through trade downs, then attacked the secondary. Julian Neal, a 3rd round corner from Arkansas, steps in for Rick Woolen as a long press man defender with a 40-inch vertical. Safety Bud Clark from TCU went in round 2. Running back Jadarian Price from Notre Dame opened the class at pick 32. 5 of 8 picks landed on defense. The board reads like a secondary rebuilt overnight. Now the rookie from the opening. His name is Andre Fuller, a 7th round corner from Toledo, pick 236. He carries a 9.5 athleticism score, ranking him among the most explosive corners measured in nearly 4 decades. He stands 6'1", ran a 4.49, and earned first-team All-Mid-American honors with 49 tackles, 11 pass breakups, and an interception in 2025. He started at a tiny FCS school, missed all of 2024 with a core muscle injury, and came back swinging. In organized team activities, Andre Fuller picked off quarterback Drew Lock, a 7th rounder taking the ball away on day 1. Yahoo Sports flagged him as a standout of the entire practice window. He plays outside, slides into the nickel, and covers special teams. The exact versatility Mike McDonald hoards. Seattle valued him like a 5th round talent and stole him 2 rounds later. Depth like this wins January games. And depth is the one thing the rest of the NFC West fears most. The NFC West does not hand out easy wins. Seattle ran through the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams on the road to the Super Bowl, beating San Francisco 41-6 in the divisional round and edging the Rams 31-27 for the conference crown. 2 of the toughest outs in football live in this division, and Seattle beat both when it mattered most. The Rams keep their veteran core intact and remain the sharpest threat. San Francisco reloads every offseason and refuses to fade. The Arizona Cardinals keep building around their young pieces. Every divisional road trip turns into a fistfight. Yet Seattle owns the recent history now, 15-2 on the road under Mike McDonald, the kind of number contenders chase for years and rarely touch. The edge here is not one player. It is a defense, allowing the fewest points in the league, a quarterback in Sam Darnold who silenced every doubter, and a coach who treats every week like a championship rep. The division will be brutal. Seattle enters as the team to beat anyway, which loops back to the front office move from the opening, the quiet maneuver handing Seattle a war chest of picks. The reveal lands now, and it reframes the entire offseason. Here's the move. Assistant General Manager Nolan Teasley left Seattle to become the General Manager of the Minnesota Vikings. Reported this week, 13 years in the building, promoted to assistant GM in 2023. A right hand to John Schneider through 2 Super Bowl titles. Losing a respected executive sounds like a blow. Read the fine print, and it flips into a windfall. Because Nolan Teasley is a minority candidate hired away by another club, Seattle receives a compensatory 3rd-round pick in 2027 and another in 2028. Stack those on the 4 comp picks already projected for the free agency departures of Kenneth Walker III, Boy Maffey, Rick Woolen, and Kobe Bryant. Add the picks from the trade downs. Seattle now projects to hold 12 selections in the 2027 draft, one of the deepest classes in years. Sit with the scale. Hit on half your picks, the rate good front offices live by, and 12 selections become 6 core contributors. John Schneider is not a trade man or a free agency man. He is a draft man, and he is about to walk into a loaded board with more ammunition than anyone in the league. Losing Nolan Teasley stings for a day. The picks pay off for years, which leaves one final question, the one deciding everything. Can the Seattle Seahawks repeat? The trade demons, Myles Garrett and Kayvon Thibodeau, will keep circling all season, and the answer stays the same. Seattle does not need them. The champions reloaded through the draft, through undrafted gems like Aiden Hubbard, through 7th-round steals like Andre Fuller, and through a front office printing draft capital. The blueprint already works. Here's the bold call. Seattle wins 13 games, takes the NFC West again, and earns a top 2 seed in the conference. Nobody in the division is built to stop the #1 defense in football twice. Write it down. Sam Darnold finishes top 5 in MVP voting, and Byron Murphy II earns his first All-Pro nod in year 3. Disagree? Drop your win total in the comments and tell me where the prediction breaks. The NFC West runs through Seattle until someone proves otherwise. Drop your favorite, non-obvious Seahawk in the comments, the deep roster guy you love, and subscribe before the next breakdown drops. Because the depth chart battles in training camp will decide who survives. Next up, the full position-by-position fight for the final 53, including whether Aiden Hubbard and Andre Fuller force their way on. The champions are not done. They are reloading, and the rest of the league should worry.